Welcome to the Watchers Podcast. That's it. So, Adrian, we've been doing this podcast for the last year and a half.
Year.
Year. Oh, yeah, year. No.
Months.
Months.
Yeah.
Confusion. I was going to say, what have you learned?
What have I learned?
Yeah, what have you learned in the process?
I've learned that setting up for a podcast is quite difficult.
Really?
Editing is quite time consuming.
Yeah.
Getting your YouTube set up is a bit of a task.
Yeah.
But it's all worth it.
It's worth it. What has been the most stressful part of it for you?
Probably editing. Editing is always stressful because you got to go through the video, cut pieces out. You know, sometimes stuff falls away, like uploading to SoundCloud, Facebook. YouTube might be consistent. SoundCloud not so much. You know, there's all these little parts.
That I say, because I did notice that on SoundCloud you haven't been uploading as much.
No, I gotta do a lot of catching up on that. But I might even just do certain ones so they're not everything, like, you know, like, yeah.
So, recording live today.
Yeah.
We spoke about it in the previous podcast when we were talking about other issues. Recording live and from doing it up on Zoom, how did you find doing this online? I don't want to use the word Zoom, I need to say that one out, but
Yeah.
how did you find recording online?
It was cool, but impersonal. Like, you know, you got that looking at a screen, you know, like, you know, yeah, having beverages and eating almonds.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
water in there.
yeah, it's the sweetest water ever. You know?
Sweetest taboo. So, Adrian,
Yeah.
obviously, we've been doing this for a while now. Would you say people are picking up on the channel? They know enough about us, like who we are.
Probably not. We just dive right into subjects.
We did.
Yeah.
Would you say it would be nice for them to know a bit about each other? Like if the audience get to know who we are, what we do. Obviously, we can't talk about everything into great detail, but do you think it would be nice for them to?
Why not?
Yeah. First things first. Where were you born?
Well, I think I've said this about 50 times on the podcast.
True. You were born in Barbados.
I was born
In the UK.
in the UK.
Then you went to Barbados.
Then I went to Barbados at 5 years old.
Where do you prefer living? Like where would you rather be? Because you've gone back and forth.
I don't have a preference.
Really?
Yeah.
But you used to have a preference though.
I used to have a huge preference.
Yeah, what happened there?
You grow up. You realize, for instance, I used to not like living here, but that was for my own reasons, connected to what we spoke about in the last podcast, feeling pressured, feeling like an outsider, feeling like I couldn't be myself and eyes were probably on me and anxious and things not working out. So I didn't like it here. Barbados, nice tourist attraction, nice tourist destination. But to live there is a bit difficult. You outgrow certain things, and then you realize, when I used to come here for holiday, it was cool. I liked it. I liked walking around London, and I realized I was detached from my past problems here, so I could just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And Barbados, I was detached from my nostalgia growing up, so I could see it for what it was, and a nice place. So for me, I don't really have a preference, to be honest.
It's interesting how, because growing up, I used to want to, go Ghana like every year, which I did for some time, and then every couple of years. But do you think that sometimes we think that the way things were when we're growing up is exactly the same?
Exactly. Because the thing is, that nostalgia sticks in your mind as a child. It feels like the best. It feels like the best time of your life.
Yeah.
And you always want to go back to that. But when you grow up as an adult, it's not the same. And you go, oh, I like it here, but it's just not the same, but it's not going to be the same because you've grown up. You're not children anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you always, and this shows how we can always sometimes live in the past, isn't it? Whether
Yeah.
positive or negative.
Exactly.
So your good memories growing up there stuck, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be the same good memories when I go back,
Yeah.
and then reality hits.
Exactly.
Mhm.
No, I was gonna say when we were children, we didn't have bills. We were playing.
Exactly.
We had friends, you know. But then when you, as an adult, it's hard to earn. You know, you got bills to pay. It's tougher.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It is tougher because I think sometimes when we think of the past and the future,
Mm.
if we've had an experience before, we think it'll be exactly the same again. So, for instance, someone might say they went somewhere and something bad happened, and then they're like, I'm never going there again. But it's like, well, the circumstances was a bit different. Maybe you were there a bit late. Like a whole bunch of circumstances. Just because certain things happen in the past doesn't mean it needs to be the same in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's what sometimes doesn't help people to move on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm,
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I still have that nostalgia that you had.
Mm.
I still, but because Ghana is home for me, when I get there, I don't know, there's a feeling that I have, and I do like it. But then I've lived here for a while that it becomes home as well, isn't it?
Of course.
It's almost as if when you do come here, you think of back home.
Yeah.
And then when you're back home, you think of England.
Yeah. Yeah. Everywhere is home. Everywhere is home. Wherever you have been is home.
But what is home, Adrian? What is home?
Home is where your heart is happy.
Why do you sound cheesy?
Because that was a cheesy line.
yeah, but like, what is home? Because it sounds to me like anytime I want to go back home.
I'm gonna get cheesy again.
Go on then.
Home is here. Home is here.
Wherever I lay my heart.
We don't wanna, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
don't sing.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that here.
That's my home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to sip that, but I don't want it to show. No, don't you put that down.
I'll sip for you.
Yeah. So so what do you mean by home is this? Home is this.
I'm gonna give an example. Like I said, when I was living here,
Yeah.
didn't like it. Was not home. I was always thinking about being back in Barbados. That was where my nostalgia was. That's where the best years of my life. That's the place that I lived the best years of my life, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't happy. Then I moved back to Barbados. That was a struggle. I wasn't entirely happy there. Then I started to, look inwards and stuff, become happier. I then realized it doesn't matter where I go. I'm happy. Because people ask me, where do you prefer? And I'm like, I don't have a preference now. Whereas before, when I was living here, my preference was Barbados. Then when I was in Barbados, my preference was here. Because generally I wasn't happy. But now that I'm happy, it's like...
Yeah, it's like you can't say you're taking... What it's like you think when you're going somewhere, you're not taking your brain with you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're taking everything with you. You can't escape it.
Yeah, so you could be in the most beautiful place, which a lot would say, wow, you were in a very beautiful island. How can you not be happy there? That's how some people think. You could, so go on.
No, you can.
So sometimes you could be in the most beautiful of circumstances and still not be happy.
Yeah.
Some people have what they need and they still can't see it. And they're like, why are you not happy?
Yeah.
Which means that it has to start within.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. A lot of people, like, tourists, be like, oh, like, it's you must be always happy there. It's sunny and you have beaches. And it's like, they're locals. They're trying to earn a living and put food on the table and struggling. It's nice for you because you're moving away from your hustle and your struggle to relax in a nice, warm, friendly place with beaches. So for you, it's like, oh, this is bliss. But the people that are there that are living in bliss, they don't see bliss because they're too busy trying to survive.
Yeah.
So it's a different, thing. You can't believe that because people live in a island with sun and sea that they're gonna be like smiling all the time and oh, I'm so no. It's like economically, if things aren't great, and so yeah, it's in the heart, man.
It's in the heart.
It's in the heart.
So, is there anything you want to know about me that you
Of
think I should
course.
share with?
Where were you born? How long have you, like, where have you lived? How many years have you lived where? And
Yeah. I was born in Ghana. Came here in 2004.
2004. What year were you born in Ghana?
What year was I born?
Yeah.
Well, what has it got to do with anything?
People might want to know.
Well, how old I am?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
You
that's
know?
not the point. No.
They need to know that we're at least 45. You know?
Nonsense.
Well, you're at least. But anyway, yeah, go on. You came in 2004. You came in 2004.
I actually prefer recording online now. Yeah. 2004. First few years I struggled, just like you. Nostalgia. How do you say it? Nostalgia?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
That's what you said.
And I was able to go back a few years later, and yeah, this I say both now.
Yeah.
I'll say both.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere you go, you have to see the advantages and disadvantages, isn't it?
Of course.
There's advantages living in Ghana, and there's advantages living here.
Of course.
So, but then again, the question is wherever you put me, or the kind of person I want to be is wherever I am. It shouldn't be because of the circumstances. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
There, regardless.
Yeah.
So learning how to be happy with wherever I am. So if you say go back, yes, you'll be like, oh, I do miss certain things here, but then you have to make things work. It's only what you can handle. But this is the question I have for you though. Now that you have improved yourself and you are constantly working on yourself, let's say you were put back in Barbados now, with this mentality that you have and seeing things differently, would you still want to come back?
Here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Take your time, bro. This is life.
Is life. It's true. Pressure. The pressure.
Yeah.
It's live and you're on your phone.
No.
Probably not, you know. If I had the means of survival, if I had like money and I could survive and stuff, probably not. The only reason I would want to come back is I do not like the heat.
You don't like the heat?
I do not like the heat.
Wait a minute.
You heard me. I'm that guy that will have his window open in winter. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But not bitter winter, but let's say September, October, you know. What's
up? What's wrong with you?
I just get real hot real quickly. Don't like it. I don't like the sweat.
Really?
Yeah, I like the cold. I would, when I was living in Barbados, I would have the air conditioning on the coldest level in a vest. It's just how it is.
Were people saying to you, oh, it's cold in your room?
Yep.
And what was your reaction?
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. Like, oh man, it's cold in Barbados. It's like, oh, this thing is it's freezing. When I'm at home here, it's like, is the window open? It's so cold. I'm like, I just get hot real quick.
What is it? Is there a condition you have?
My body temperature is just high. Like,
goodness me.
I've been known to sweat during summer. Let's say it's like winter, yeah, and I'm in a hurry,
yeah,
and I put my jacket on and I walk to the station,
yeah,
I'd be sweating. And it would be freezing cold.
Goodness me.
Yep.
So, Adrian, continue from our conversation.
Yeah.
There's another thing that I know about you.
Yeah.
That maybe you could tell us more about.
What's that?
You are very good at observing people.
Yeah.
Like, you could pick up on vibes and things.
Yeah.
Where did you get that skill from? Because one time, you were in a group, you were at a place where this person is really adored. And there you saw him going around greeting people. And people were like, hey. And then not anytime, but he turned around, like he did the smile. He went like, and then quickly went, and then he turned and his eyes locked onto you. But at that whole time, you were watching his body language.
Yeah.
And I think he felt a little bit like, oh, you saw that.
He's been spotted, yeah.
But that's just one example.
Yeah.
But you do observe. Even before we started recording, you could tell that, hey, this guy's acting a bit.
Yeah.
But why?
Why? That's a good question. And the honest answer is a bit sad. But I had to think about it, and I'm like, yeah, this is why. Moving from Barbados, where I lived from the age of 5 to 16, and then moving back to England, where like you kind of see the negative reinforcements and the I remember the first advert I saw on TV coming back was a guy in a business suit walking, and you see a black guy like looking at him like, oh, look, a victim, yeah, and then he walks, they bump into each other, and he's like, oh, sorry, and then the business guy starts to do this and looking for his wallet, and he pulls his wallet out, and there's an advert for insurance or something inside. And he looks back at the black guy, and the black guy's like, and then they showed you like what happened in slow motion. And the black guy bumped into him, took his wallet, put the ad in, and put it back in his pocket, yeah? And the man was like, oh, thanks. And the black guy's like, and I was like, jeez.
Yeah, what has it got to do with anything?
I will tell you. So like those little things, right? And observing media and stuff, I kind of withdrew into myself. So when I had to go outside, it was almost like a survival thing. It was almost like I was reading everybody's body language to see what people thought about me. Did they feel threatened? Are they happy? Are they sad? You know, and literally that's what I was doing every day, all the time.
Is that how it started?
Yeah.
That advert?
No, that's just what I'm trying to say is because I came into a place that portrayed
all right, say no
in
more,
a certain way.
Say no more, yeah.
So I remember I would go into a supermarket and I would look at the security and to see if he thinks I am, you know, a threat or something, and then if I didn't find what I was looking for, I would buy something anyway that I don't need.
Yeah, I've done that before, yeah.
You know,
where I buy I don't want to look like I just walked in there because they might think I stole something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just started reading, and then other things as well that we know about, you know, in terms of, like you're trying to read people and then it just becomes second nature. You just reading to see how people, what they really mean, what they really say, what they really feel, you know, because yeah, you come across a lot of fake people in life.
Yeah, I say what you have is a very natural talent. You know, people go and study. People go and study body language. In fact, there is body language experts.
Yeah.
But you have those who are natural like you.
But you got it as well.
Yeah, I have it as well.
Yeah.
And it's do you think everyone can pick up on things, or some people genuinely cannot see what you see?
Oh, some people, everybody has it to a certain degree. People pick up cues to a certain degree. Some people are oblivious. And some people have it to the extreme, where they're worried about any little thing, any little change in body language. Is like, I'm worried. What's wrong? You know? And there could be something wrong, but it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
But everybody has it to a certain degree.
Wow.
What about you? How do you think you got there?
How do I think I got there? I just feel like I think having empathy helps you spot things.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the qualities I have. I think I feel for people. When you feel for people, you look for ways to help.
Yeah.
And when you are helpful and you try to be helpful, you also see signs. So it just, from that quality, I just feel like, you know, and growing up and seeing things, you know, growing up, it hasn't always been easy, but then you do pick up on things and say, oh yeah, it was acting funny. And then you store things. Yeah. I also think that my memory is very good. So I remember everything. And I think that's why I'm also able to pick up on so many things.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, it's but I say it's a strength.
Yeah.
And a curse.
Of course.
Let's talk about the positive first.
Yeah.
It's a strength in the sense that you will be able to feel a need because, you know, you've spotted it.
Yeah.
And it's also good because you can anticipate. It protects you.
Yeah.
You're like, that look.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, it's even helped me get girls.
It's helped all of us get both of us. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember there's this girl that I met once when I was growing up, and
Yeah.
I liked her, and she was very beautiful. In fact, I was punching above.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, observing her, I could tell that she knows she is beautiful.
Yeah.
So guess what I did?
What do you do?
We went out for a walk, you know, and I said to myself, I'm not going to look at this girl in the eye when I'm ready to. Like, it's hard to explain. Let me explain.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, when it's time to look at her, I'll give her a strong eye contact and say boom boom. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at her like other guys will, like
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not done. Be patient. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. So I was chilling, went to a restaurant to eat, and I'm like, hey, what do you want? Then I look at her. It's like, oh, you want that? Yeah. So I was looking at her normal, like I'm with someone that I've known for years,
Yeah.
and it worked, bro. She felt comfortable because it was the opposite of what she usually gets. Purely because I read by her body language that she knows that. And I could tell she doesn't like the attention too much either.
Mm.
And that's what helped me get her in the end. It's weird.
Mm.
Because if I had been desperate, it would have shown.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is how I knew it worked. A few days later, she said, you know what I like about you? I said, what? So when we were going out, we first met, you never looked at me like the way the other guys looked at me, like they want to just, you know, they just looking at me in a certain way to say, I want to, you know.
Yeah.
You know that stuff.
I know that stuff.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, on the other hand, it's good because you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of situations that probably reading body language has saved you from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or coming across certain personality type and being able to connect and like,
Yeah. Nope. Sorry. I've seen. Nope. Yeah. Step away from. Yeah.
So there's yeah, I think it's a protection.